And you're asking, like, what do we do about?
Is you sign a contract with someone.
So real quick, before you did that, did you?
More than 30 years. I got my real estate license in the
And your origin story.
Is that he made an age joke the last time we were. I'm gonna use that Kuka.
You know, I'm a little more strict with what I'm looking at.
So.
Yeah, and I plan on coming out a day or two early to look at some properties, so maybe we can connect while I'm out there.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm always happy to connect with you, and that anybody out there who does have properties, send them my way. I have buyers like Dexter.
Exactly. Actually, one of the guy Victor who asked the question. Yep. He's one of the guys who asked me about Detroit. So I got people my area who are interested. And coming out and, just seeing what, Detroit has to offer.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm always happy because, like I said, I consider myself, I don't want to say I'm an expert at Detroit, but I think I'm a really good expert at comping in Detroit.
Right.
Okay. And comping, in my opinion, from what I've seen from the rest of the country, maybe I can only speak of the eastern part of the United States. I don't know about California and all that, but at least for the part of the eastern part of the United States, Detroit is the hardest. Detroit is the hardest to comp. Okay, because it is block by block. Okay, period. Like you really have to look at the blocks and the neighborhoods.
Got it.
So that's but the thing is if you're looking to do buy and holds, it's all about the cash flow. Right. Your return on investment and your cash flow.
Right.
But you got to have the right team in place that knows how to deal with the area. So, all right. So with that being said, so what is it you're doing right now that, let's talk about that 7 unit. I want to talk about that 7 unit. The 7 unit property.
I bet you do.
I want to know, first off, let's go how you got the deal.
Right.
Then we want to deep dive into all the problems. That happen. And then what is your end strategy if you've already closed on it or anything like that? Like, what do you plan on doing?
So back to what I was saying, that this 7 unit is the one I'm consulting with. It was a couple that I married. So I married them back in, probably 2012 is when I married, back 2011. So 2012.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, you're a pastor.
I am a pastor. Yeah. So I married them. Okay. And so this is a couple this guy who I knew, he said, Dexter, I had this 7 unit property and he'd been talking about it, man, for about 7 years. I'm like, look, I'm tired of hearing you talk about that you got this unit. I said, this is your year to get this moving. And so I called them up, walked the property with my wife. Now, Randy, this house was dilapidated, meaning the structure was good, but the roof was coming off. There were pigeons living there, squirrels, all that. So, we stepping over pigeon poo and everything.
That's all cha-ching.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not fazed by that. I'll tell people, listen, that and remember when Tommy Jones was talking to us, he said the cash is in the chaos.
Yes.
So it was a bunch of chaos around. So I'm just like, there's money here.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so he inherited the property.
Oh, okay.
So that means that his grandmother bought it for like $30,000, maybe. I think he said in the 60s and 70s. So she left it to him, and then what he did was, he just paid the taxes on it, and so he had developers coming to him who offered him $3 million as it was.
Wow.
So
$3 million as is with all the bird poo and the pigeon poo and everything.
Yeah, squirrels, pigeon poo, roof not collapsing, but water coming in, all that. He could have got $3 million for the property. So that tells you where it was. Now, the reason why I'm saying this to you is because we talked about this earlier, right, Randy? That it's maybe 15 minutes from downtown
Okay.
Boston. So
Okay.
as Boston developed and stuff is starting to move out,
Yep.
a property that his grandmother paid $30,000, a property that is dilapidated, he could have got $3 million for as was. And so now we're developing it. And so the bank is estimating it'll be at least worth on the low end $5 million and probably somewhere close to the 6. But
Okay.
as I was telling you before, as we were doing this, the original contractor that we hired died on the project.
I've had contractors run out. I've seen contractors run out on people. I've seen them run away with the money. I've seen gone to Costa Rica. I've seen them, do whatever. I've seen them just go out and blow all the money on drugs and things like that. I've never seen one die.
I've never had that happen either. So the guy said to me, he said, Dexter, he said, have you ever gone through this? I said, heck no, I've never had that happen. So we're on a 3-way call, Randy, on Monday, talking to the guy about some things we need to do, because we were expected to be done by now, but we had a couple of things go wrong with inspections, and then we had some problems with the hard money lenders, so we had to work through some of those things. But we were expecting to be done in June, and so we were on a call, say, hey man, these are things that we got to get done. Our goal is still to get done by July. That's on Monday. On Thursday, I get a call from my client. He said, Dexter, he said, the guy died. I said, what are you talking about? I said, we were just talking to him on Monday. He had a massive heart attack and he died. Right. And so now that means that, we had to figure out, hire a new contractor, which we did. We had to walk him through the scope of work, all that. And so now that project is starting to kick back off after the 4th of July. And so we're probably estimating it'll be done hopefully by around Christmas. But it was just very challenging. Obviously, it's very sad because the guy who died was only 53. He had a young daughter and all that. So that was sad from that perspective. But then you're looking at, man, I got the loan is for $1.4 million on this project. So
is that the budget?
The budget is $1.4 million.
Okay.
So, we still gotta finish this project because the people, they're cutting us some slack and say, hey, look, get through all that stuff first and then we'll pick it back up. But, as unfortunate as it is, life goes on. And so we still have to, obviously, I know the guy who passed away, so he's buried and all that. But now we're looking to re-engage. And so, like I told you that day, and I was telling the crowd there, I said, man, there's something in this business.
Yep.
That you've never arrived. You're always in school. There's always things that you can learn. So to your point, I've heard people run away with the money. I've heard contractors misspend the money. I've heard people get sick. I've heard a lot of things, but the passing away piece, I've never heard.
I've never heard that either. And that's crazy. Most respect and my condolences to that family by all means. But the project's got to move on. So
because Randy, this is what the deal is. Like I said, this property will be worth somewhere between $5 and $6 million when we're done, and then he's expecting to get about $3,000 a month in rent. Right.
So, real quick, I just want to go over those numbers real quick. All right. In the beginning, his grandmother paid $30,000.
Correct.
Okay, in 1960-ish time frame. Okay. Passed it down to her son, okay, or is it grandson? Grandson. Sorry, grandson. Passed it down, and he's just paying the taxes, which are probably, was it a couple grand a year?
It was a couple thousand a year, is what it was.
A couple thousand a year. Okay. So over the years, he's just paying the taxes on it, just trying to get whatever. Now, he got an offer for $3 million. As is. He could take it and walk and do whatever he wants. But what he decides to do is say, I'm in it for the long haul and for generation wealth. I'm sure he has children.
He has 3.
He has 3. So he wants something to pass along to his children like his grandmother passed along to him.
Correct.
And he wants to make it where it's cash flowing constantly. Okay. So What does he do? He says, all right, let's do a loan. We'll do 1.4 million on this budget. Put it through there. And it was we'll call it a $3 million evaluation in the beginning.
Right.
So 5 to 6 million, we'll call it 6 million. Okay. Right there. So 3 million plus 1.5 million or 1.4 million. He just gained $1.6 million of equity.
Correct.
Right off the bat. Okay. By putting $1.4 million in there and not taking the 3 million. Now, that is not where it ends. It also pays $3,000 of cash flow. Is that right?
Correct.
Like after everything's paid?
Yep.
Okay. So $3,000 of cash flow per month. That is someone's salary.
Well, no. It was $3,000, Randy, per unit.
Per unit.
So 6,000. So 7 times 3 is 21,000. So he's getting. So he's getting $3,000.
But is that after the mortgage paid and
no. So that's
taxes?
That's pre. So I don't know what a million or what it would be. So just
okay.
He did the math, but just think about the fact that gross would be 21,000 about, and then obviously you got a mortgage of 1.4. So because we may take some money out to use something to go do something else with
capital and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So he could realistically still get about, after everything's paid, cash flow about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Okay, after everything's paid, I'm saying.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And that's low. I'm thinking closer to 10.
Right.
Yeah.
That is someone's salary in one multi-unit. Okay. That is someone's salary for the entire year. And if you extrapolate that, obviously, but it is crazy to think that's what's called generational wealth, and that is what you need to keep doing. That's my goal eventually. I'm wholesaling right now, but eventually I want to have that generational wealth. I want to have that cash flow. I want to have that, and I will eventually. Okay, maybe not right now, but when opportunities come, So with that being said, that's how you have to think with that mindset, So he's thinking about potentially after it's done, cash out refi to put something else in.
That's the goal, So I'm already talking to him about what's our next project, because I'm like, you got this cash here. Let's go do something else, and so that's sort of our thinking. So we'll just maybe cover projects in 2024, but see what I told him, and I'm telling our audience is once you get one multifamily, matter of fact, it'd be one single family, mostly multifamily, that's your golden goose. So you can take the cash flow, live off it, and then as it appreciates, take equity out. And go buy something else, so that's why I think the process of you just getting your first property and learning some of the strategy that we're talking about tonight, and then obviously some of the guys that you talked to on probably before I have, it's just a phenomenal way for you to build wealth for you and your family.
Most definitely. You have to start thinking that way. If you don't, you're only going to get into the cycle again, I'm starting as a wholesaling, but wholesaling is just right now money. That's it. Right. The buy and hold is the passive income. I don't want to call it passive income. It's
semi-passive is what I call it. I call it semi-passive because nothing's ever passive. Because
nothing's ever passive.
Yeah. There's always a management capacity to anything that you're doing. It's semi-passive, but I look at, like you said, wholesaling, fixing and flipping is today money, whereas buy and hold is your some today money, but also but more importantly, it's your tomorrow money. And so we're looking to balance those two things out, and then if we're not even talking about you eventually getting into lending if you want to do that, And so there's a lot of ways for you to be able to use this thing called real estate as a wealth creation tool for yourself.
Most definitely, and that's the thing. So how did it now? how does somebody get with, be able to have you as a mentor or have you as a consultant or come through and be like, hey, Dexter, I need your help. You know, this is my first deal. This is, I kind of need somebody to walk me through all these steps, you know?
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room.